I have never watched the Emmys in my entire life, but I have never felt more convinced that a show was going to sweep the awards. The 2024 NFL playoffs were a masterclass in storytelling, the likes of which we'll probably never see again. Or at least until the Eagles win again next year, forcing their no brain cell having fanbase to destroy their city once more. But one thing we should all be able to agree on is that the NFL scriptwriters cooked with this one. And I mean, it's storytelling 101. Everybody loves to root against the supreme overlords. And in my opinion, the 2024 NFL playoffs told the best villain arc I've ever seen on television. The Herculean evil force known as Mahomes of Patrick, taking down not one but two down-on-their-luck franchises who never won anything meaningful in back-to-back weeks. It was simply the most riveting television I've ever laid my eyes upon. Seeing House Chiefs of Kansas City completely destroy the hopes of these opposing players and fan bases, fueled by bad call after bad call from House referees, was incredible television. Texans players were literally headbutting each other into roughing the passer calls. Words cannot describe the fury that was building inside me watching all of this fuckery unfold. I'm a Steelers fan, unfortunately, so I didn't truly have a dog in the race. Mike Tomlin made a deal with the devil to consistently go 10-7 or 9-8 every year and never win another playoff game for the rest of eternity. It is what it is. But the script writing was so good that it took me from not being invested at all to rooting for the fall of the Chiefs' empire with a burning passion. And the easy thing to do would have been to script a Bills win over the Chiefs. Josh Allen was the obvious choice to have dethroned the evil supreme overlords. But one Miles Morales joined the NFL creative team and gave them the wherewithal, the cojones, to say absolutely fucking not. They did absolutely everything in their power to ensure a Chiefs win. They blinded and or paid off every referee that they needed to ensure that Mr. Allen and the Bills Mafia were circling the wagons in good old Cancun. And by this point, we all, including myself, essentially accepted the fact that evil would once again prevail. But just when all hope was lost, the NFL scriptwriters created a perfect Super Bowl opponent for House Chiefs of Kansas City. I mean, House Eagles of Philadelphia have such a tumultuous fan base that they literally destroy their own city, not only when they lose, but also when they win. They guarantee the destruction of a city regardless of who won the big game. But also they managed to get every single person who lives outside of Chiefs Kingdom to become an Eagles fan. And if I had told you that at the start of the season, you would have thought I was a damn liar. The Eagles fan base is one of the most toxic and self-destructive kingdoms in all the land. The greatest athlete to ever come from their land is fictional. He didn't even fucking exist. But by crafting such a great antagonist, these NFL writers created arguably the greatest hero arc of all time. House Eagles of Philadelphia went from an unlikable secondary antagonist to the kingdom that everyone was pulling for. Simply brilliance. Just brilliant. Shakespeare could never. As a Steelers fan, I thought I'd never say this, but fly, Eagles, fly. And thank you for making the supreme overlords cry. Well, if you made it to the end, this is a far different video than I would typically make, but after witnessing such greatness week in and week out, I simply had to speak on the 2024 NFL playoffs. If it doesn't sweep the Emmys, then we need to riot. There's no excuse. I don't want to hear about The Penguin or Daredevil Reborn. No other television series has been able to or will be able to compete with brilliance on this level.